So hey, what's up guys, Robox here and welcome to a brand new F1 2019 gameplay video, and this time we're going to be starting our online ranked series on the channel. So I'll be doing, hopefully a couple of times a week, we'll be doing some online ranked videos. So we're just in our placement races at the minute, and we're going to be showing you the first two races of our online career on F1 2019. So as you can see, coming around to end our one-shot qualifying lap, and we're going to find out where we're going to end up for our first ever online ranked race. And it's looking like P4 at Catalonia for the Spanish Grand Prix. So that's okay. That's a pretty decent starting position. You can see we could quite easily get ourselves a podium, or even if we have the pace, get ourselves a win. But we're off anyway for the start of this Grand Prix. Spinning up the rear tyres a little bit, getting away with that wheel spin, and actually being able to go onto the attack to the top three. You can see third place man in that red car. They're getting really worried as we're trying to find a way past him. Not able to do anything at the start. There's yellow flags being waved for, it looks like, a crash behind on the mini map, and someone's running out wide there at that long right hander. So they didn't lose any time, and we weren't able to make up any positions off at the start. So now we're just going to try and settle into our rhythm. We need to be consistent. We need to remember that this is online, and we're not racing against AI. It's been ages since I've raced online on an F1 game. So tricky stuff out here today then. We're feeling the pressure. It's our first online ranked, and especially since we're going to be we're in placement races, so we're getting safety rating. Third place man there spins out, and that promotes us up to third. So other people feeling the pressure as well, obviously. So if these guys make mistakes, then we'll get free positions, and we could end up with a decent finishing position. So here, lap number 2, already going on to the attack on the second place man, trying to make our way up the inside at turn 1. Just didn't commit on the brakes as usually would. Wanted to be careful, don't want to ruin any sort of safety rating that we can get. And we've got a guy right up behind us, so someone has jumped the gap right behind. We're running that wide in the slipstream, and now this DBA Legends guy right behind us, coming up our inside at the next corner, completely caught me off guard, and he's going to catch the next guy at the road off guard as the, oh my god, there's almost contact there, and then the guy in the red car goes flying off the track, obviously caught him off guard. So we both got completely mugged off by this DBA Legends guy. So let's see if we can get him back. Getting a little bit of a warning for exceeding track limits. That was a complete accident. So we're going to have to watch out for that, as that will affect our safety. And oh my god, that guy from the lead has spun out. So if it wasn't for this DBA Legends guy, we would have been leading this race. But this guy seems quick, and as you see, lap number 3 is pulling away. He has fastest lap of the race, but we're going to try and respond, picking up the DRS and overtake mode. We'll respond with fastest lap of the race, 23 flat. I have done this race in career mode, so I'm well practiced at this track. If we go to any other tracks, which I haven't done in career mode yet, then we might struggle a little bit. But we're trying to close down on this guy. Our pace is going to have to be consistent and relentless for us to keep up with this guy and overtake him. He has got me on the limit. I didn't want to have to push like this in our first online race. I wanted to just take it nice and easy, get ourselves a decent position, and bring the car home nice and safely. But I'm all fired up. We're trying to go after this guy, locking up that inside left tyre as we come down the hill, that very tricky downhill left-hander, and now braking again, locking up the inside tyre on the final lap. We're all over the back of him. We can't do much on this side of him, so we're going to tuck back in, maybe try and force him into a mistake. He holds his line nicely down the middle of the track. Oh man, this guy is so hard to overtake. He is really racing well, but we've got the rest of the lap to try and get him. Will we be able to do it? He could make a mistake at any moment, but saying that, so could we. Chucking it round into the next DRS zone, picking up the DRS. I don't think we're going to be able to catch up. We got it in high overtake mode, in high ERS mode, sorry. Locking up again. We're absolutely hammering it on the brakes. The brakes and the tyres are taking a beating because of these braking zones that we're pushing it in. But anyway, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get in. We're running out of corners to go, running out of lap, and locking up again. Really just chucking the car into every corner we can, trying to get a decent exit out of the final corner. But look at the run he gets out of there. Much better than me, and he escapes and manages to take the win. We're going to follow up in second place, but I'll take that for our for our first ever race. in the F1 2019 ranked online. But there we go, just a little shot of our car in case you're wondering what it looked like. It is the multiplayer car, of course, which I really like this idea. So we'll get some new skins on it, get some new colour schemes and mix it up every so often. So anyway, getting into the last race of the video. This is our second placement race, and it is a wet qualifying session at the German Grand Prix at the Hockenheim Ring. And we're going to see where we're going to end up after qualifying. A tricky session here today in the wet. I mean, we were struggling just to keep the car in a straight line, but we're going to end up with second place in qualifying. You know, I'll take that. That's not too bad at all. But here we go on the grid. Excuse me for that. Waiting for the lights to go out. What can we do off of the start? I'm going to try to jump this guy up the inside, but he gets an absolutely fantastic start. We get an okay start, not the best, and someone's going clean round our outside, and they're managing to actually hold it around our outside. How on earth are they doing that? We were very cautious into turn 1. I didn't know how to brake, and we didn't really get much practice from the qualifying because it was full wet conditions, so not representative of these race conditions. So very tricky start. Then we're going to be learning each lap, so we should be able to get quicker with each lap that goes by. But this leader, he is gone. He's completely left us for dead, and we're coming into this hairpin. We've got this guy right up behind us, and we're trying to pull away desperately if we can. But I am aware that this DBA Legends guy is in this lobby as well, and here he is all over the back of us. He seems to miss qualifying and just go from the back of the grid every race, but he's clean through on us. But this time I'm not letting him escape. I'm going to try to keep it with him, stick it in overtake mode. No DRS, of course, because it's only lap number 2. Flying around his outside, and then going to be the inside line for this hairpin. Hopefully brake as late as we can. He's going to try it around the outside, but we're going to try and not give him the room. But if he keeps it around, then we're going to have to give him the room. We can't just run him off the road. But he's still there. We're going to be going side by side through this next sector. Surely we've got the move up the inside. Yes, we do. And then he switches it to the outside. We're defending pretty well, trying to keep him out there. I'm not being too aggressive. Don't really want to slam the door shut on him, but maybe we should have, as then we get run out wide for the next part of the corner, and then he is through. And at this point, I'm thinking, shit, he's got clear air, and I'm not practiced or dialed into this track at all, and he is going to escape. And as you'll see, he does start to pull away, but we got to watch out behind. We don't really have to watch out behind. We've got quite a big gap, so as long as we don't make any mistakes, we could get ourselves a podium here. I'm going to try my best to push and try and get onto the back of this guy, but is he going to be able to go after the leader? That's going to be an interesting thing to see, watch unfold over the next few laps, because this guy is quick, and we're just trying to keep with him. But as you can see, getting exceeding track limits. I'm just not dialed into the track at all. You see, testing out braking zones, turning in points and that sort of thing. End of lap number 3, starting lap number 4. What is the gap to the guy ahead? He's pulling away ever so slightly. We're not too far off of him, 1.9 seconds that looks like to me. And we are improving our lap times, getting another warning there, so we really need to watch out. This is going to impact our rating once we get out of our placements. But what's the gap now as we come out? He's looking, oh, didn't quite get to see it there. But end of lap number 4, going to be starting our final lap here. What is the gap? What have we got to try and reduce, which I don't think we're going to be able to. Run out of lap time, and 2.9 seconds, so he's pulled out another second over the next couple of laps. We're on the final lap now. I'm going to be bringing it around the final sector or so, and he's just pulling away. There's nothing we can do, so we're just going to have to settle in, bring the car home nice and safely. Oh my god, as I say that, completely out wide on the gravel. That is us. That is us potentially losing out on that easy podium. We could have got 2 podiums in our first 2 placement races, which would have been good. And I'm going to have to watch out for the rear now. We've luckily got a huge gap to 4th place, so look at that rear tyre temperature, bright red, lit it up, and that's going to make the rears feel like ice. But anyway, we're going to manage to bring it round for 3rd place. Back-to-back podiums in our placement races, I would take that. We just need to push for that elusive win. If we get it in our placement races, that'd be great. That would really bump our rating up. But it's also about the safety rating as well. So let me know if you do want to see more of these online ramp videos. Hopefully I'll do some more. Hopefully I'll do some live commentating ones as well. That'd be pretty interesting. But for now, I'll leave you with the rest of this little replay here. Take a look at everyone's cars and mine as well. But for now, I will see you in the next one.